So today I am off to the collision center. A tree fell on Erin's car a while back, but she can't drive because her broken ankle, if you've been following along with the channel. So I've got my bike on the back. I'm gonna take Erin's car there, and today's high is only like 30 degrees, so it's gonna be one of the first real cold weather rides of the year. So even though our fall hasn't been that bad, this has to be one of the lowest mileage months I've had in years. Between my work trip and then being sick all last week, and then last weekend being Thanksgiving weekend with a lot going on, I've barely ridden my bike. I rode on the trainer 6 miles last night, and I rode over the weekend 10 miles, and that's really about it besides a couple other rides this month. So it's snowing a little bit, it's cold out, but at least I'm going to get a pedal outside today. Oh man, it is horribly windy. I did not take that into account. So I'd planned on extending that ride home and doing a little vlog. I have some topics in mind. I'm still a little bit under the weather. I feel 100 times better, but I still have the symptoms. So when I tried to talk a little bit, I realized I'm just going to cough. I never even took off my down jacket on the ride. I decided I'm better off keeping warm and just getting home. I'm finally getting over not feeling well and barely riding at all. So why mess it up now? I did get in one outdoor ride over the weekend. I went to meet my dad at Missing Falls Brewing and his buddy to watch the game. That is Ohio State, Michigan. Big deal in this part of the country. Been a bad few years for Ohio State. 3 losses in a row to Michigan. I guess you got to fire Brian Day. As an Ohio State coach, your job is to beat Michigan. Anyways, I don't mind football, but I am not so obsessed with it anymore that it's going to ruin my day or anything. So there's that. But yeah, I did get about a 10-mile round trip in. I kind of dropped down into the valley to get up into Akron and then just kind of rode directly home. But as far as outside riding before today, that's been pretty much it. So between my work trip and that sickness, November has got to be one of my lowest mileage months. I don't know, since I got back into riding bikes. So even yesterday, I did decide to ride my trainer for a little bit. The reason the bike's not on the trainer is because it fell off while I was riding it. This trainer has never felt right. Kind of the way it interfaces with my bike. This is a wheel-on trainer. The quick release has popped open before while I'm riding many times, even though it's a quick release that came with this trainer that you're supposed to put in there. I don't really understand it. I've watched their videos. I've read their articles. It's a little frustrating, and I think I leaned a little bit, and the bike basically just fell right off the quick releases, which I knocked down my tool wall. I knocked over these bar stools. Up on my bike rack here, I had my stump jumper, and it was sitting up there, so it was in the background of my last live stream, so I knocked that over. I have toe clips on that bike, so it is a miracle that I did not hurt myself. Because, yeah, you should have seen me laying here with tools and the rim and another bike falling on me. All my tech is here, and the stump jumper went that way, so I'm glad nothing got broken, So what a ridiculous scene that must have been. Another positive is nothing looks damaged on the bikes. The dropouts didn't seem to get damaged. It doesn't look like the quick releases got ruined. I'm going to pop it back on later and see if everything's all right. Pretty annoying. I have had just a few problems with this trainer. I've never been crazy about it. It's a Saurus, I think, M2. If you're going to buy a trainer, go with the Wahoo or that new Zwift thing, Zwift Hub, whatever. So I've talked about trainers a bunch before on the channel. I'm not huge into trainers. It's just one of those things with the way our weather is around here. Sometimes I just want to pedal, and I'm glad to still have it. It's that kind of thing where I'm not training specifically for anything in life in general. I just like to keep up a certain level of fitness so I could ride. the distances I want and ride with who I want to ride with. So I don't do structured workouts or anything. I mostly just free ride, or if there's some kind of event on Swift you could sign up for that makes the riding a little more entertaining. If you're going to buy a trainer to pedal indoors, I would get a smart trainer. I would look at the used market now. So many people after the pandemic bought them and then are not using them anymore. But yeah, I'm glad to have one, even though my goal is to ride it as little as possible. So just a couple other things I'm planning to work on. Well, for me, and that will be then on the channel. I still have my gunner completely taken apart ever since the trip out east. Uh, just really abused this thing on a couple really wet and cold rides and rough terrain. So as I put this back together and get it cleaned up, I want to talk about having ridden it for almost a year and how much I've really enjoyed having this in the lineup. So that's something we have coming up, and I'm excited to get this thing back on the road. Anyways, tomorrow the high is 27 degrees Fahrenheit, and I just looked at the weather. It said a chance of whiteouts, so we should have some winter riding coming up. So getting the winter bike down, I put it away really clean. I could tell the tires need to be aired up, so make sure the tubes are all good, make sure I have the right tools in it. So this will be coming down, and hopefully some winter rides coming up. I even had the band I really like, Common Birds. They had sent me a song called Snow Day, so we'll be able to use that pretty soon. So, well, I guess I'm not excited for winter riding, but it's an inevitability, so getting prepared for all that. Another thing coming up is there is a bike in this box from the Lanky Cyclist. So that's something I'm finally going to get out of the box and we're going to take a look at and maybe do a winter build. Hoping to do some other winter builds. I'm trying to decide what I want to do with my lineup. All these old road bikes that I don't ride that much anymore. How do I want to manage them? What do I want to do with them? Do I want to just leave them hanging on a wall, or should we find a better purpose for them? So yeah, it's been a little unexciting around here. That's just the nature of life once in a while, but I still wanted to jump on and just let everyone know what's up with what's going on. Yeah, got some other cool stuff in the works, thinking of doing some longer form content. Me and Aaron are planning for that, a podcast, if you will. So get subscribed, look out for all that stuff. Hopefully some ride video coming up as I get back out there, and maybe even some real snowy, interesting stuff. Anyways, that's it for now. Thanks as always for all the support, and I will see you in the next one.